So, the given data, a man starts from his home at a certain time with a certain speed to pick up his daughter from office at 4 pm. One day his daughter left the office at 2 pm and starts walking to home with a speed of 20 kilometers per hour, and she meets the man on the way who had left his home at his usual time only, and they reach the home 40 minutes earlier than their usual time. Now from this we need to find what is the speed of the man. Okay, now the question here is like there are two scenarios. The first scenario is where the man starts at the usual time. He starts at the usual time. He goes to the office at 4 p.m. and then he reaches home at usual time. This is what happens in the normal scenario. But in today's scenario, what happens is like this man starts at usual time, but he did not go all the way until office because he met his daughter midway. He meets his daughter at some point and he returns back home, and when he returns back home he realizes that he's 40 minutes earlier. So what does that mean? Why did he save 40 minutes? Because it would have taken him 20 minutes each to cover this point to office, forward and backward, and he did not have to travel it, and therefore he had saved 40 minutes. He has saved 40 minutes because he did not have to travel this distance two times. He did not have to travel, therefore he has saved 40 minutes. Or in other words, he would have taken 20 minutes to travel this distance. Or in other words, if he is usually here at 4 p.m., he would have reached this point he would have reached at 3:40 p.m. and his return time would have been 4:20 p.m. So this same point in the first scenario, he would have reached at 3:40 p.m. and then it would have taken him 20 minutes to reach the office, and then 20 minutes back from office to this point, and then it would have taken him 40 minutes. But in today's scenario, because he met his daughter at 3:40 p.m. here itself, he didn't have to go to the office and back from that office to this point, so that 20 minutes plus 20 minutes, 40 minutes is saved. So instead of returning back at 4:20 p.m., from this point he is returning back at 3:40 p.m. itself. That's what has happened here. So as you can see, the usual return time is 4:20, but today's return time is 3:40. Now let's see what has happened from the daughter's point of view from 2 p.m. until 3:40 p.m. So daughter would have started from office at 2 p.m. as per the question, and she has reached this point at 3:40. How do I say that? Because daughter has reached here at 3:40, which is why the father sees the daughter and returns from this point. So now let's focus on what is happening in this particular distance. To cover this distance, what is the time taken by the daughter? Time taken by the daughter is from 2 p.m. to 3:40 p.m., which is 1 hour 40 minutes. 1 hour 40 minutes is same as 100 minutes. So the daughter takes 100 minutes to cover this distance. But to cover the same distance, what is the time taken by the father? Father's time taken would be just 20 minutes. Or in other words, the time of father is just 1/5 of that of daughter for covering the same distance. Distance is speed into time. So for covering the same distance, if the time taken is 1/5, then we can say that speed has to be 5 times the daughter's speed. Only then the constancy will be maintained. So whatever the daughter's speed, multiply that by 5 and you will get the father's speed. So speed of the father has to be 100 kilometers per hour.